Man, it's been a real busy weekend, man. There was a fight in the octagon. There was a fight at NCAA Women's Championship, man. It was crazy this week. I need you to hit that subscribe button. It's about to get real messy. While you at it, I need you to hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. Because Jalen Green done got Draya pregnant, man. My dog is tripping. But hey, man, we got a lot more going down today, man. It's your boy, Jesse J, still a Supreme 305 with my co-host
Chico Grande Chico 2 times. Welcome back to another episode of Tales from the Crib. We're at the TFTC Cafe and we're ready for some drama. Ready to sip that tea, sip that coffee, and maybe sip your mom.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
And you know we getting real dirty like my dog Saquon Barkley did, man. He went to the Eagles. You know we got the NFL news coming up. You know we got the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I'm giving y'all too much of the topics, man.
Jalen Green's already got that hunger. Did you see him dunk on the Blazers?
I mean, they say
he's got a mouth to feed.
They say when you got a mouth to feed, you play extra hard, man. Hey, see his first kid too. Not hers, but we're gonna talk about that later, man. This is episode 147, baby. Hey, I'm loving it, man. It's been so messy this weekend. I can't believe what's going on. The finesse that Jake Paul's out here trying to give us. The drama that, Angel Reese out here, you know, she ain't do nothing but, you know, she really want the coach said that she wanted her to drop them bowls on her. If you'd have touched Angel Reese, I wish you would have.
Drop the bows? That's
what the coach said. The coach said, I wish if you'd have touched Angel Reese instead of Flu, it would have been some problems.
Yeah, because then how would they would have filmed the sequel to Ice Age?
You disrespectful. It's Women's Month.
Speaking of disrespectful,
it's Women's Month. You can't talk like that.
We didn't give a shout out to Made in South Korea. They made the beat of the intro. Shout them out. We'll have the link in the description, just like all of our other links. But it's time to get the music out of the way. You already heard the intro. It's time to start the show. Are you ready to jump in the first topic?
Man, I'm ready to start the show.
Let's see what we got going on.
Man, if you didn't know, man, South Carolina done won the championship, the SEC championship.
Yeah.
Females once again. We still got March Madness coming up. The March Madness Selection Sunday is coming up on the 17th at 8 p.m. for the women. Man's going to be first, but back to the game, man. This game was amazing, man. LSU played South Carolina in championship.
South Carolina's had their number all year.
Exactly.
They've been showing them that LSU ain't nothing. They've been putting Sid in her place and showing her how it's done. But, yeah, we're actually talking more about what happened after the whistle than what was actually happening off the court. What happened, Coach?
Man, basically what happened is LSU just couldn't hold up, man. It looks like you're down to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was like 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left in the quarter, man. Flu was out here, you know, she was finally balling, but she got stripped. And I guess she ain't like that. And we got the video here.
She did a little take foul.
We got the foul.
Take.
We got the take foul. We got Flu brother saying he ain't playing that. He jumped in there too.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna see what y'all think on below. Because I was actually very interested in the comments that I was seeing on Instagram that people were saying, and they were actually condoning some savagery. But let's watch the clip.
Again. Flau'jae Johnson holds on to Malaysia for Wiley.
She just grabbed her. And then she shoves her.
Flau'jae.
She said, you want to shove? I'm going to show you a real shove.
That's when Cardoso comes up and pushes Flau'jae down.
And here comes brother. He just put her hands on her back.
Somebody jumped over the scorer's table.
But you can't be jumping on the court, bro. See, look. Here's the clip right here. Jumping on the court.
No one wants to be a part of that. No one wants to see that ugliness. But I can tell you this. I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese.
So unprofessional.
Don't push a kid. You 6'8". Don't push somebody that little. That was uncalled for, in my opinion. Let those two girls that were jawing, let them go at it.
I'll let them.
I'll take responsibility for what happened from our side of it, which is we don't, you know, we talk.
Yeah, Angel, to that point, I wanted to get you to expound a little bit more on how this team, as shorthanded as you guys were and how beaten, banged up as you guys were, this is the #1 team in the country, and you guys gave them everything that they could handle again today.
We're not going to make that an excuse. We're not scared of South Carolina, and I'm going to repeat that. We're not scared of South Carolina. And a lot of people are scared of them, and we came in and battled to the end. And, of course, we came up short, but we'll see them again. Or whoever will see them again. But I'm just happy, and I'm going to acknowledge my teammates first, because Janae, Aaliyah, they came off the bench and did big things for us. Michele, she was frustrated because she had to do minimum numbers in minimum time, but she came out there and did what she did, and she defended and she played as hard as she could. So being able to be proud of this team, I'm not going to give them all the credit because I know how hard we played. We played hard, we played tough, we did whatever it took to win, and sadly we came up short, but I'm happy where we are right now, and anybody seeing us moving forward should be scared.
Scared.
Facts, man. Should be. I mean, this game was real competitive. I mean, throughout the whole game, it was hair being pulled, people getting slapped in the face.
Is that the type of stuff you like, co-host?
Man, it was just one play. They almost threw Angel Reese out of the game just because when she on the offense, she ran down the offense. You know, you run down. She's a power forward. The center, she went down. She tried to throw her hands up to get the ball, but when she went down to throw her hands up, she
pops her,
popped her head up like this and popped in the face. And what's it called? Camilla was like, "What's going on?" They gave her basically a foul. But I mean, this game was just crazy, man. But they couldn't stop my girl Melisha Wiley. She dropped 24 points. She was balling. I thought the Sentinels was gonna have do all the banging and everything, but I mean, I guess they was really keeping the ball away from Angel Reese because Angel only had 15 points.
And Angel Reese was looking like she was injured, and when
she was.
When the altercation happened, she was actually limping back to the bench.
Yeah,
and
that was
she
the
goes,
crazy
as
part.
a person of my status numbs, you have to walk away from certain situations. Mind you, the play before I rolled my ankle again, was already walking to the bench. Always ride for mine. I'm super proud of this team and super excited for March.
But I mean, if you think about it, if her ankle was fine, and she would have ran in there and fought, then they only had 4 players to play because they had 4. They had exactly 5.
They had the South Carolina had 6.
Yeah, so basically what's the rule is that when anything happens, anybody on the bench can't leave the bench area.
It's just like the NBA rule.
Yes, but as soon as the scuffle broke out, everybody on both sides left the benches except for Angel Reese. She saw the thing happen. She just went to go sit down because her ankle was hurting.
She's like, "What am I gonna do? Push someone and get more injured?"
You know, Camilla. You know, she pushed Flu, so she's
actually gonna get suspended the first game for being in an altercation of March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
So the first game of the tourney, she'll be suspended. They were saying at first that supposedly everyone that left the bench would get suspended, but no, it's only her because she was involved in a fight. The girls that got off the bench were just kicked out for that game and that game only.
And then I was looking on Instagram and I seen some of the players that weren't playing, like their friends were basically showing pictures and posting on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, free the gang," because they couldn't finish watching the rest of the game past the 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Because both left. But I mean, this is an amazing game. South Carolina went undefeated again. This is the second time they beat LSU, and I mean,
they own in LSU. They got LSU's number. I mean, Reese. You know, turn it into Reese's Pieces.
But yeah,
you got to pick up the pieces and come up with a game plan. Hopefully that ankle's better, and you can do something in the tourney.
True, and I mean Reese, she nice. I mean, she gets a whole bunch of rebounds. She gets points inside, but she can't shoot.
She's like the Anthony Davis from the Lakers.
You know, Anthony Davis can shoot the ball. Anthony Davis.
No, I would say this season he's basically playing like Angel Reese.
And he shoots the ball at least from the free throw line.
He ain't making it from 3 this year.
From free throw, she doesn't even shoot from the free throw line. She's just grabbing and just throw it back up.
Hey, don't be hating on Sid the Kid. She's gonna get done what she needs to get done, and she's gonna look good while she's doing it.
She's still gonna be high up that draft pick. She is balling, but
I tell you what, women's basketball with them and Caitlin Clark.
It's getting a lot of eyes.
You know, it's getting a lot of eyes. I actually am not hearing any noise about the men's tournament. So,
yeah.
Men that play college basketball, y'all got to make it spicy. Y'all got to throw some tomahawks. Y'all got to do something to get y'all on the news because all we're hearing about is Caitlin Clark, LSU, and South Carolina. That there's a handful of teams in women's college basketball that are really making noise and getting a lot of eyes for women's sports.
Yeah, I mean, only thing you hear about the men's basketball side is Bronny James and how he trashed.
And how he's not doing as good as Marcus Jordan.
Or Juju, what's that girl name for USC? They balling too.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I forget her name, but yeah, she's also really good. Their best player there.
But comment down below how y'all feel about this whole situation. Do you feel like it's fair that the refs that basically didn't blow the whistle at all during the fourth quarter and they caused the situation?
Yeah, I was seeing some commentary basically saying that they feel like it's partially the refs' fault because they let it be a physical game. They weren't calling techs or anything when hair was being pulled or elbows were being thrown, and they kind of let it get to this boiling point. So as the refs, you got to have control over the game, and usually when the game starts to get out of control, that's when you got to start teeing up people and letting them know that, hey, we're not doing this today, or you can be thrown out.
Hey.
Sometimes they even make an example of a player and throw him out to let the other players know that they're not playing. So they should have done something like that if it was getting this out of hand.
True, but then again, it is a championship game. So do you really want to have the game?
No, you don't. I understand that, but when it gets to a certain point, you got to draw the line. You can't
True.
let the line keep going. And then, what did you feel about what was the girl's brother?
The Angel. I mean, not Angel
Reese,
Reese, Flu Johnson's brother. I mean, the fact that he got it. He jumped in. He
got
jumped
him and he put his hand on the girl's back, but he didn't really push her. He just got in and kind of like separated. But he actually got arrested and booked for. Well, they said that a lot of people thought that he got like a battery charge for putting his hand on the player's back, and they're like he didn't even like do anything to her. But no, actually, what he did is to get on the court. He had to push the security guard down, and they got hurt.
Oh, Lord. You can't push down a
So
security guard.
they pushed someone down before he hurdled the table and got on the court. So that's where he got the assault charge. But he's already out on bond.
I mean, you can't mess up the money, man. Flu is the money. So if anything would have happened.
What do you think about all the people condoning that? Being like,
Yeah, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying right now.
You got to ride for your sister.
That's what I'm saying. Flu is the money. You can't let anybody mess up the money. So anybody touching the money, I'm getting it too. I mean, I don't see.
You gotta mix it up.
You gotta get a little mixy. I mean, it was a whole bunch of it was a jump basically. But even though she had a whole team there.
I don't think it was that bad for him to jump on the court. If the girl maybe would have like open hand or not open hand, but just straight up punched her or whacked her upside the head or done something like when she wasn't looking and like really like flagrantly injured her, that's one thing. But just to literally push her down. What are you going to do jumping down there? You're going to swing on a girl?
It's like the Malice at the Palace back in
Yeah, I think
Indiana.
he got down there, and then a lot of people said once he saw, I'm sorry, what's the girl from Carolina's name?
Camilla?
Yeah.
Camilla Cordoza?
Yeah, that whenever he got next to her, and it's like, oh, dang, she's huge. And then he changed his mind. Once he saw that she was 6'8", he changed his mind.
I can see it. That is a tall girl.
She needs to hang out with
But
Wemby
she
and have an 8-foot child.
She was having foul problems. I mean, they both was having foul problems too. But she only dropped 8 points that game. I mean, they really ain't.
Yeah.
They really ain't go
Well,
up.
I mean, there's a lot of hype in women's basketball, but the one thing I will say is you can't be having like, what is it called when they play for like the SEC championship, their like district championship?
Yeah, basically,
their divisional championship. That like when you're having a divisional championship game like that, you can't have it. It'll be like 55-57. Like that's like crazy for a final score. Especially, true. I mean, I know the games are shorter, but it's like you see the NBA scores. It's like 120 to like 135.
Yeah, this is real. This is competitive basketball.
It's like you can't have like a team where like the girl that scored like 13 points is the high score.
True. I mean, it used to be like that. Oh my God, it'd be horrible. When North Carolina played them trash teams like NC State. But we don't comment more about that. But I need y'all to comment down below. Let us know how you feel about this. Let us know how you feel about Selection Sundays.
And if you're watching this on TFTC Clips, make sure you click over to Tales from the Crib because you get the full podcast sooner. And then we clip it up afterwards and put it on TFTC Clips. So if you want to get the full podcast right away, go over to Tales from the Crib and subscribe. And you get full 1080p. And I think on Clips, are we giving them 720 or 1080?
We give them 1080.
Well, I'm going to lower it to 480 so it looks like a VCR.
Horrible.
I'm just kidding.
Horrible. But, man, shout out to my girl, Malaysia Fowali, man. She's the freshman. She won MVP of She's the first freshman to win MVP in history. So
the SEC?
For SEC and SEC. So I mean, shout out to her. I mean, that's real great accomplishments. I mean, these girls out here are really balling. Shout out to women. You know, y'all doing a lot. It's Women's Month.
Speaking of women that are balling.
Ooh,
speaking of women not knowing how to take a chest pass, if you know what I'm saying.
Man, forget all that. She is the walking NIL deal.
That's what she was recruiting.
Man,
we got your favorite thought.
Man, we got my girl
Gilbert Arenas' old side piece.
Oh Lord, man. Draya out here doing devilish things, man. She trapped my dog, Jalen Green with a baby.
Jalen, same age as my son Green.
She had the 18 years Supermax already. And the baby ain't even born yet. I mean, she's set for life. We got Draya at first. We're going to show you a video. Basically, how Draya feels about relationships. And then we're going to have people giving their 2 cents about this. And we're going to come in and let y'all know how y'all just wrong talking about my girl.
Do you want any more kids, or are you done? Oh yeah, I want more kids.
Like how many?
Like one, I think.
So like the person you're
I don't know.
dating, you see like a future with them?
I think the question you were asking me is if I wanted more kids, and I feel like I want more kids, and I feel like at this point in my life, right?
Yeah.
The relationship is amazing to have, right? But that's not what I'm basing having a kid on, because I'm very non-traditional. I feel like you can co-parent without being in a relationship. Maybe just two people say, hey, you want a kid? I want a kid. Let's just have a kid, and like let's just
Really?
see.
So you would
I'm
do
very
that?
like free spirit. I'm very open and just.
So y'all know y'all can mind y'all business, right? I mean, listen, I'm not mad at Draya at all. Draya, yeah, okay? Everybody in the uproar talking about, oh my God, she old enough to be his mom. Oh my God, his mom probably watched Basketball Wives. And yeah, his mama did watch Basketball Wives. And you know what? He probably watched it with her. And that's why he went after Draya. He wanted some of that cougar. He wanted some of that cougar snatch. He wanted some of that. Don't get it twisted. Listen, if he wanted to pull out, he would have pulled out. He didn't pull out. That cougar had him in a chokehold.
Look at the age, man. It's just crazy. So if you didn't know, Draya, 39 years old, Jalen, 22, her son, 22, her second son is 22. Her oldest son is 22. She has another son that's 7, and now she's gonna have a newborn baby. So I mean, this is just crazy. This is her third baby daddy. She had a baby by her first kid, first husband, first fiance. That's how she had a 22-year-old. Then she had another baby by Orlando
Brown?
No, Orlando Sandrick. He used to be he's a football player, ex-football player. He put a restraining order on her because he said the bitch crazy. She crazy as hell. It's not racist. It's what he said. Oh, I think from hit the that's racist button.
No.
But I mean,
hit the beeper button.
I mean,
Censor.
I just want to know, man, is this creepy? Is this grooming? Because I mean, if y'all calling out Marcus Houston and Boosie for doing what they doing.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely calling out Marcus Houston. He's a certified groomer. We know that.
I mean,
alleged certified.
I mean, but would you? I mean, you see how old she is? She's like what, 20 something like that, 20 something now. Marcus Houston's girl. But back to this situation, this is just nasty work. I mean, the reason why people saying this nasty work is because Jalen's ex-girlfriend name was Bria Hicks. She used to be real close friends with Draya. Like, they was like this. She basically
That's how they do it.
The mom,
Sometimes some friends be seeing their friend and they'll be like, they're a little too happy.
Exactly. But
I want some of that happiness.
But
I want to steal that happiness.
But Bria's young. Bria's like in like 22, like 19, 20
like
age.
Around his age.
Around Jalen's age. So the fact that she was around Jalen's age, she was hanging around this young girl. Then on top of that, she's seen him talking to Jalen.
She probably still thinks she like that. Like, I don't know. When you get older, you really don't care to hit the club as much or to like go out like that. It's like you done it. It's like what you want to be the old person at the club?
I mean,
and it's like, you know, it's like crazy that it's like some of these like reality stars or like Instagram models. It's like they don't know what to do. They don't know when to leave the club.
I mean, but you Draya, I mean, she got Chris Brown. She had she was just with Tyrod Taylor, the NFL football player. That didn't, I think you know Tyrod. He was a
Gilbert
Steeler.
Arenas was telling stories with Nick Young how she was
giving him top in the back of a car.
I wasn't gonna say that.
And that's what Nick Young and them said. He said it's allegedly. So I mean, she was living a wild life. So I mean, but when you 39, going on 40 years old, you got two kids. You living life.
I wouldn't jump that far up. I would not do it.
What do you mean, Jalen? Jump that far up age messing with her? I mean, she's a hottie. I mean, think about it. If you in your,
it's like having like a grandma wife.
A hot grandma. You see, I mean, everybody's doing it. Bernice Burgos is out here going with Jaylen Brown on the Celtics. She old as hell compared to him. He's like 27.
But you know, he's easy to be fooled. He ain't got no left hand.
Horrible. But that's what they say about all these basketball players. These basketball players don't believe in condoms. They poking everybody.
A lot of them are allergic to latex.
Exactly. You know, they said, I mean, Gilbert Arenas out there talking about how all he knew growing up was basically strippers and girls that sell themselves. So I mean, that's all he was messing with during this whole NBA season. So when you
Gilbert needs Jesus. That's what Gilbert needs.
he needs more than that.
He
But
needs
I
to
mean,
go to church.
this is just nasty work. I mean, I need y'all to let me know how y'all feel about this.
I just think like you gotta knock it off at some point. Like you
True.
literally can't date someone the same age as your child when your child's like old enough to buy alcohol. Like that should be the cutoff.
I mean,
but a lot of people are saying that talking trash because they're saying like y'all want to talk so bad about Draya, but you don't want to talk about Drake dating whose sister?
A lot of sisters named Brooklyn. She's like 21.
Yeah.
But it's a date, and you don't even know if it's a real date.
He took her on one date.
Took it on one date.
He didn't put a baby in her.
Exactly, and they don't have the kids. The kids aren't the same age, but
Jalen Green was dunking it down on was it Anthony Simons from the Blazers?
But you know what people
they said they dunked him to the G League.
But what people are saying is this is if you had to put this in reverse, a lot of girls already experience this. Like when their dad goes with a younger girl, and the younger girl is the same age as them or younger than them.
Yeah.
So I mean that's common for them. So I mean that's what people saying like, oh yeah, they're adults. They make they're consenting adults. They can do what they want.
They are consenting adults. So it doesn't mean that they can't be scrutinized.
True.
Just because you consent doesn't mean you can't be looked at.
Yeah.
You're a public figure. You know what it is.
Who, me? I'm a public figure?
No, not yet.
Horrible. Nah.
Shout out TFTC Clips. That channel's been growing
then
like
Brandon
crazy.
Jennings. This happened to Brandon Jennings. He has a cougar girl. I mean, this happens a lot. Oh, then they said Brittany Renner.
If we get it like a big Spotify deal or some type of deal.
I'm getting Oprah pregnant.
I mean, yeah, to go ahead and do that. I mean, we want half of the O network.
I need Mona Scott. I need Oprah. I need Serena Williams.
Serena Williams will break you.
And who's Jeff?
You said Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos' old wife?
Oh, I thought you were talking about him. I thought you were trying to wax his bald head.
Pause. Nah, that's nasty. That's disgusting. You disgusting.
Wax on, wax off.
But I mean, we're gonna see what's happening. I mean, we're gonna see if this really is Jalen Green's baby once the baby is born, or maybe it is. Because I mean, they're saying Kyle Kuzma's already dropping comments down saying, "Oh, welcome to the family. It's gonna be amazing."
What, Kyle Kuzma has a kid with her?
No, Kyle Kuzma is cool with Jalen. So he's I guess.
Oh.
So basically, he's basically confirming that this is what's going on. This is actually a thing.
I mean, yeah, she just wants to stay in the limelight, and that's like what's her Brittany Renner.
True.
She was she was hanging she was like in her late 20s or like early 30s, and she was going to like college basketball games.
True.
And like looking at guys that were top picks. That's how she got poor PJ Washington set up.
And when you worth millions and millions of dollars, cause I mean Jalen ain't no bum. I mean he out here averaging 30 minutes, 18 points right now.
Did he already get his first contract extension? Because I think he's been in the league 2-3 years now.
Yeah, he's about to get his contract extension.
He's
so
gonna get some of that money.
I mean, but when you making this much money, do you care about who you get pregnant? Because I mean,
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't understand.
Can afford
it's
it.
like celebrities, they don't care. Like, they seem like they all date from the same pond. That's why, like, half of the famous dudes have all dated Lori Harvey. It's just like
Bow Wow baby mama. She with Future, and she with.
Well, it's
Bow
just
Wow.
crazy how like there'll be like 5 rap artists and they'll share like 4 baby mamas. And it's just like these girls just stay and running the same circles, but just latching on to different dudes.
That's what they say. And once they get a taste of the good life, they don't want to go backwards.
Exactly, but
they going to Fleet Child and stuff. They don't want to go back and eat ramen noodles.
If they have a child with someone that's super rich and they're getting money like that, where they could keep up that lavish lifestyle, they're going to be around people that are that rich. So they're going to put themselves in those situations where they can snag someone. But it just seems a little weird that she's picking up a young superstar at the very beginning of his career. She's locking in a couple NBA contracts.
True, I mean, yeah, because what can you say? Like, where'd you meet him at? Did you meet him at a club and you like just vibe? Like, you seen this club? You see him at the club?
Well, it's like what do Instagram thoughts do anymore? Like they sell clothes or on OnlyFriends.
Yeah,
or they what's it called? Or they're like a bottle, not a bottle girl, but like a girl that like hosts events. Like, I'm gonna be at this club. Come see me at this club. I'm gonna be hosting tonight. And it's like, Draya, you're 40. Why are you still in the club?
I mean, yes, that's true. Why are you in the club? And why are you so? Why do you still want to? Like, why did this whole dude's alleged vibe turn you on? Because, I mean, he at the club. You probably seen him at the club. He was popping bottles, partying with his friends, dressing all fresh. He's like, oh, I like him. But but I guess, I mean, when
that's like weird whenever like someone has like a single parent and then they end up hooking up with one of their kids' friends. That's almost like the same thing because he's the same age as her son.
Stacey's mom has got it going on?
Yeah.
That's
Why are you singing Jesse's mom?
It's like, I forgot, it said something about Jesse. It was another song about Jesse. But I need y'all to comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this situation. Is this a grooming situation? Is he just as wrong as Bow Wow and Marcus Houston?
It's not really our business. He's gonna do what he wants to do. That's what all these guys do. But also, you are a public figure and in the NBA, so it is our business. So we're gonna talk about you. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's treacherous? Do you think she was grooming him allegedly, or do you think that he just had the cougar itch and now he's got it scratched?
You want that cougar itch? You gonna be scratching, all right?
But speaking of scratching,
scratching.
He was traumatized. We can't really say the real words. So, Mr. Itchy and Scratchy.
Oh my God, man! If you didn't know, Drake Bell is in the news again, but this time he telling
don't go crazy with the words on this.
Okay, I got you. This time he telling his dark secret. So if you didn't know, the investigation TV is doing a four-part series where they're talking about Quiet on the Set, the dark side of kid TV.
Basically it's things that we can't even talk about. That people in power at Nickelodeon and at Disney.
Yes.
Were basically almost had a ring of like selling pictures, like meetups. It was basically like they were running their own Epstein Island through Nickelodeon and Disney. I'll put it that way for you.
Yeah, and it was so crazy because we gonna play the video, then we're gonna come back and let you know about these open secrets.
To hear that Brian Peck was a sexual predator, it made me wonder
just right off from it
about who was being hurt.
Who it is, when it happened, where it happened, I have no idea.
It wasn't dealing with anybody on the shows or anything, right?
It was a child actor.
On one of our shows?
Yes.
Can't even face the truth. True crime. True crime is the biggest thing in the world.
Man, it's just crazy, man. This whole situation is crazy. So, if you didn't know, I mean, Drake's they're saying that Drake Bell's gonna come out and talk about a situation where he had with Brian Peck. Brian Peck is somebody that happened. This happened a long time ago, between 2010
we actually,
to
my
12.
co-host played one of these episodes, and I tried to get him to take it off after 5 minutes. It is freaking nasty.
It was hard. And then so basically, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. So basically, with him, Brian Peck, he got caught for this. He went to jail, but they only gave him 16 months. Then they took him back. Then they basically released him from jail. He basically got hired back on, but this time he got hired on for Sweet Life on Deck. And he was the talking mirror. I didn't even know that. They had the mirror that the girl used to talk to, the rich girl used to talk to in I think Zach on Sweet Life of Cody.
The Zach and Cody show?
The Zach and Cody show, yeah, and it had a mirror.
Didn't they have a spin-off show? Was it the On
Sweet
Deck
Life
one?
on Deck, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
See, what's funny is my co-host is older than me, and I was already done watching like Disney and Nickelodeon, but he knows all the shows that are after when even I was watching.
I liked it. I used to watch it.
I didn't even watch Drake and Josh. I was already like too old. I remember like seeing like random commercials, but I was already done watching Disney Channel by then.
See, I was innocent, man. Well, see, I was still innocent.
Sounding like people in this documentary.
So basically how this works is that, and the way we watched the documentary, they have another documentary. I need to look it up. It's called Open Secrets, and they talked about how these people used to find the kids, and they used to always pick the kid that was always far away off. That was always like not with everybody else.
The quiet kid, and the vulnerable kid.
The vulnerable kid, and somehow they would convince the parents to let them move in with them, which was just crazy. Like,
that's weird.
How are so many? This is basically the R. Kelly situation. Like, How are y'all being convinced to let y'all people,
Michael Jackson
kids, hang out with these people? But I get it.
Well,
it's the
like
money.
It's the money, because a lot of these people are so enthralled with making their child a star on either TV, movies, or commercials that they're like, hey, if this is a person in the industry that takes like an interest and wants to like take my child under their wing, they're like, we're in. But they're not thinking like that something sinister could be from this. Like, why is this adult like so into like working with kids?
Yeah.
To the point where he wants to like live with them.
True.
Like, you know, that you gotta be like, you gotta see to a point where it's a little weird. It's one thing if like someone wants to give you a hand in your career, but the way they were talking in the show, the guy made it weird super early, and it's like, how do y'all not see this?
Stay away
like
from
hot
the hot
tub parties.
And like they used to
basketball where they only posted up.
Exactly. I mean, they was living a lavish lifestyle. So as soon as they went to they was living. Remember, when they went to the.
No, I'm just saying because we just said all that, and you're like, yeah, they were living lavish.
I mean, they said. I mean,
if that's the lavish lifestyle, I don't want it.
Remember, that's what they were saying. Like, you know, sometimes they go. It was a pool. It was a big house with a pool, and they always wake up to go in the pool when they was hungry. They just swim to the edge, and those butlers and everybody there bringing them food and everything. And then they had the bar area where, there was a lot of Diddy stuff going on, a lot of Diddy partying. Basically, that's
a lot of like Diddy Meek Mill type stuff.
Exactly, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of kids talked about that. Some kids even basically had alcohol problems because of this. It was just a very sad situation. So back to the whole Drake Bell thing. So within the 4-part series, so they're gonna have Drake going there talking. They're gonna have a couple other child stars talking. I mean, it's just crazy how Hollywood just works, and it's just nasty.
It just seems like anything where like children are focused, and unfortunately that it becomes like a breeding ground for crimes to be committed. Because it's like, you look at how many times like you've seen in Hollywood where they have young kids in any type of sets that they have people being weird.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you know, you even have like churches where they have like a lot of kids around the church. That stuff starts getting weird. It's just like any time that there's like a big group of kids, it's just there's like creeps coming.
Or Harvey Weinstein. So basically, Harvey Weinstein or Diddy. So I'm really thinking like any time where there's somebody in a position of power, and they got something that you want, that they're gonna use it against you, and they always pick the weak-minded people to. And
they're like, hey, you want to be famous?
Exactly. Hey, you want to be famous? Want to do this?
People that are eager to sell their soul.
It's just
like
crazy.
ludicrous.
And the things that
allegedly,
and the alleged things that these managers were doing, it's just so wrong and so weird. But I need y'all to. I don't even want to talk about this much longer.
That's why we're gonna stick to podcasting at our own place. We're not gonna be podcasting at no like crazy studio in Hollywood, because we know what they do to you in Hollywood.
Oh my God.
They make you ride the Magic School Bus.
They got this new rumor going on with the Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, saying the only reason why Megan Thee Stallion got that song is she had to go down on alleged. It's just crazy. Everybody getting, and then it
looks like there's a Diddy party everywhere.
Oh,
basically.
then they showed the dude from Different Strokes, not Gary Coleman, but the older brother. He was in the documentary. He's talking about situations.
Oh, yeah. It's just crazy that you look back on, like, it seems like more than half, like 60% of like your childhood shows that there was like drama or like things going on behind the scenes that, like, if you look at it, it's like not cool.
You see Orlando Brown?
Orlando Brown's all freaked out. It's like, that's why all those child stars are crazy, and like why most of them don't make it at 30 is like, that's Hollywood.
Britney Spears. It's just Leonardo DiCaprio. They kept showing.
Kanye tried to warn us.
They kept showing Leonardo DiCaprio but now it makes sense why he does what he does.
Yeah, he's been a child star.
It's just hard.
I mean, the only one that I've seen that's like normal is like Justin Timberlake.
He ruined Jennifer. He ruined for Janet Jackson's career. He ain't normal.
I mean, he had to prove himself.
Horrible. But
that was probably like a Scientology type of thing.
I need y'all to comment below. Let me know how you feel about this 4-part documentary series that's coming out, and how y'all feel about Hollywood. Is Hollywood just?
We're never going Hollywood.
It's the devil.
Never ever.
Basically,
it's the devil, Ricky. It's the devil.
Oh man, but speaking about the devil, man, it looks like Joe Biden's trying to get rid of TikTok. He's saying TikTok is a devil, it's run by China. China's trying to steal out information, so we need to get it away. So it looks
We
like
should send you as an ambassador, Code, so you can fix things.
I mean, of course, I can fix anything, but it looks like here Joe Biden supports the bill forcing the sale or banning TikTok. We got a video here, basically talking about the situation, why they're trying to ban TikTok. We're gonna come back, give you our 2 cents and a little more facts in. Get your answer.
Complexities behind this measure and the lobbying forces behind it.
No, I mean, it's very interesting to see this TikTok bill now. I mean, it was just introduced last week. Then it got a committee markup where you saw 50 lawmakers go ahead and support this measure. And now you're going to expecting to have a House vote on the floor on Wednesday. And look, I know that former President Trump really honed in on Meta, and that's kind of been the source for most of his comments on this TikTok ban. But remember, when Trump was president, he did try to ban TikTok, and it was a national security concern. And this is the big concern for lawmakers. This is the reason they're pushing it forward. Of course, the question here is the bill going to be narrowly tailored enough to avoid some of the issues that other TikTok bans have run into? Concerns over freedom of speech, concerns over, the bill actually, the TikTok being named in the bill. There's a constitutional question around that. It'll be interesting to see what kind of support this gets in the House. And then, of course, the big question, could this be put to a vote on the floor in the Senate? At this point, Chuck Schumer has expressed an interest in the bill, but he has not said for sure whether it's going to come to a vote. But we know if it does, at least President Joe Biden said over the weekend that if Congress passes it, he will sign it. And this is a lot of momentum for a bill to get in a short period of time. And I think really speaks to some of the wider concerns in Washington, D.C. right now around China and national security.
Man, so if you didn't know, it looks like here the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act is what's stopping TikTok from continuing to go. So like places like China, Russia, North Korea, places like that, if they
so it's basically it's a national security issue that they can't have a country that we're kind of not on good terms with be like a sole owner of a company. And TikTok is actually owned by a company that is owned through China directly.
ByteDance. It's called ByteDance. So basically what's going on is TikTok and them have to basically remove their stuff from China or basically be banned. And if they don't do this between 140 and 180 days, that's when they'll be banned and it'll be labeled as a risk and they'll be removed from all apps. Now, this is crazy because so many people are addicted to TikTok. Every time you
TikToking all day long.
They got a TikTok University. Everybody calls like they're making all the food. Even though you can do all the same stuff on Instagram, they just love it on TikTok.
You know what's funny is like we have a TikTok. My co-host is mainly on there, so shout out my co-host for TikToking it up. TikTok's so hard you froze. It's like if it gets banned, that just means less work for you, cuz.
Pretty much. I mean, but everybody's loving it. Every time, it is educational, but I do understand what they're saying.
Well, there's a lot of people say that they don't like our TikTok because one, it's like a data breach because a lot of time in the TikTok terms and conditions, like it can like check like all the data on your phone, so they don't want like China to do some type of attack through the app. And our TikTok is very different from ones overseas. Like if you see TikTok overseas, it's a lot more educational, where they put that stuff to the front. Where on the American TikTok, it's more like mindless garbage, and they're saying that there's a lot of propaganda to trying to change people's minds with TikTok videos. So they don't want the propaganda or the data breach. So unless they agree to sell to a company that's not directly affiliated with the China national government, then they're gonna just completely ban it.
True, and what Trump is saying is that at first he was going to ban TikTok, but then he turned around and said, but then that means that only thing's gonna be here is Meta, because Meta runs Instagram and
It'll be
Facebook,
a monopoly.
So it'll be a monopoly. He doesn't want that to happen. So that is a great question to raise. But I just don't see TikTok going away. I mean, even if they remove the Chinese, even if they don't remove it, somebody's gonna find a way to keep it.
I mean, I guess if you got a VPN, you could just say you're in Europe.
True, but that'd be a crazy way for this to die.
Because they have VPNs for your phones. It's not just for your computer.
Do you think Vine will come back? I mean, remember, because before this was Vine.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like people are like, TikTok's the greatest, and it's like we already had it. It was called Vine.
Pretty much, but it was shorter
It's like
videos.
when they try to tell me there's never been a Wemby, and it's like, do you not see Porzingis 5 years ago? It's just like when the same thing. It's like we've had it before. Vine was even shorter videos than TikTok.
Yeah.
So for all you super short attention kids, year 2000 kids and on, you would have loved Vine because it was like 6 or 8 second videos.
Yep. That's how DC Young Fly and them popped off. All the funny comedians.
That's where they got started. There's actually a handful of Instagram comedians that started on Vine. And then they went to TikTok and Instagram once Vine shut down. But Vine was pretty cool. I followed a handful of people that got Vine famous on there.
But yeah, so with this whole situation, we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna keep a track on it. Remember, once, like I said before,
Follow us, Tales from the Crib on Vine.
On Vine,
on
TikTok. Once, like I said before, they have it's 140 to 180 days for a decision to be made. We're gonna keep y'all up to date on this whole situation, on if they're gonna ban TikTok, are we gonna keep TikTok? But in the meantime,
I didn't want it on my phone, but then we made it since we have YouTubes now.
You gotta have TikTok.
We gotta reach the Gen XYZ kids.
whatever it's called, but
whatever them are going by these days.
But enough about this topic, man. I'm ready to move on to the next topic. Man, R.I.P. to the GOAT, man.
R.I.P. to GOAT. We got Akira Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball Z, has sadly passed away at the age of 68 due to acute subdermal hematoma. Basically, it's where you get like a blood hemorrhage in your brain, between your skull and your brain. They believe a lot of time it's from head trauma, and I never heard of anything happening to him, so I don't know if it's something that has to happen like right directly, or if you had maybe trauma from years ago that it could just randomly happen to you later. If you know more about this disease or this thing that can happen, let us know down in the comments. But yeah, Akira wrote this. This was official from his Instagram account. You can go ahead and read that there if you want to. But yeah, man, it's crazy. The whole world. I was shocked. I was chilling with my co-host, and this randomly news just came across, and it's like he was working on a brand new Dragon Ball Z project, and had more projects to go, working on the Dragon Ball Super as well. And so we're gonna have to see. Hopefully his disciples can pick up the torch for him and continue his work, and we're doing it in his honor. And I love Dragon Ball Z from way back in the day. As you could tell in the music section, we always have photos.
Yep.
I've been watching this since elementary school and still watch it to this day. And I've always loved the art, always been super into art, and I always thought Dragon Ball Z had the coolest art of any TV show I'd ever seen before. So Akira Toriyama was ahead of his time, and his drawings from the 80s and 90s are still better than anything done today on a computer or with CGI.
True.
Y'all can't match what someone used to be able to do with pen and paper.
True, and I used to, and I love Dragon Ball Z. I remember being in middle school. We used to always play Dragon Ball Z, always fight Dragon Ball Z. Then the video games, the Budokai Tenkaichi. And what was like 1, 2, and 3 of those?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
they had like 3 of those. They had a bunch of different games. I even remember playing the Dragon Ball Z game on Game Boy Advance. Like,
do you remember the movie
of Goku? What movie?
Dragon Ball Z movie.
Well, I loved all the movies.
No, I mean the real movie, not the animated movies. The Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was an embarrassment to the Dragon Ball Z franchise. It was almost as bad as GT. But
it was
worse than GT. It was the worst thing that ever came out. I don't like ever when they try to make cartoons live action. It doesn't really transfer right.
Like Naruto, or
Yu Yu Hakusho, like Netflix, or they try to do Cowboy Bebop. Yu Yu Hakusho was actually decent, but Cowboy Bebop live action was terrible. But this is super sad. I was hoping he had a bunch of works and things in work, and we'll have to see if that stuff still comes out. And
I mean, hopefully it does still come out, because I remember with the GT, with the Dragon Ball, I think like at the Dragon Ball Z GT era, that's when they said he was still working on it, but not as much.
Well, yeah, GT, he basically did a few of the designs and stuff, but he didn't really write the story. He was kind of like done with it. True,
and a lot of this is on Maggot now. Man, I'm so mad that they haven't been making more. I think the last one I seen of Dragon Ball was what's the movie we saw?
What they had the Broly movie, and then they had the superhero Dragon Ball superhero, the Gohan, the mainly Gohan video where he fought Cell Max.
That was good. And who was what's it called, the Dark Vegeta? Was it the Dark Vegeta? What was the last? It was on Super. I think that's the last DBZ I saw episode.
What? No, are you talking about Dragon Ball Z with Majin Vegeta, or are you talking about in GT where he's Baby Vegeta?
No. But after that, I think Dragon Ball Z Super.
Dragon Ball Super. I forget what it's called, where it's like the Jelly Vegeta, or.
It was like he was like the Jelly Vegeta.
It was like the clone one.
Yeah, the clone. I think like the final boss.
And then they had Goku Black.
Yeah, that was hard, man. That was hard. Dragon Ball. Oh, man.
I loved it all, but my all-time favorite Dragon Ball Z is the first two original English dubs of the first two seasons and the first three movies. They commonly refer to that as the Ocean dub. I have owned on VHS and on DVD and physical copy because, with everyone doing digital downloads, sometimes they change their library, and it's like you own the right for it to check that out at that time. So if they take it away at any time, you're just screwed. So that's why I always try to own physical media. My favorite shows is like DVD, Blu-ray, or even if I have to, old school VHS.
So if you had to give me your favorite villain from Dragon Ball Z series, from all the way from the Saiyan saga all the way down to the Buu, who was your favorite villain? Mine's had to be Frieza.
Yeah, I think the Frieza saga was the best, but some of the the most action that I liked was actually whenever Goku went against Captain Ginyu. When he first got on the planet and he beat up the Ginyu Force, and then Jace went and got Captain Ginyu, and they fought, and then he switched bodies, and then I liked where they had to fight Ginyu in Goku's body, and Goku was in Ginyu's body.
And then he switched to a frog, then go into a frog, a toad.
Yeah, and I really liked the androids 17 and 18 in the Cell Saga when they were the main villains.
What about in GT?
Baby.
The Baby Saga?
My favorite saga in GT is the Baby Saga or the Super 17 Saga.
Yeah, same thing. Super 17, number one for me.
I wish that was longer because Super 17 was really cool. And then the whole Baby arc was pretty cool with Baby Vegeta having those multiple transformations.
Yes, and comment down below what's your favorite Dragon Ball Z villain and what's your favorite Dragon Ball GT villain. I mean, I would say Dragon Ball, but it's kind of vague to me. I don't remember all. I remember Garlic Jr. Was that Garlic?
That was Z. But he was in Dragon Ball too, I believe. I've only seen like Dragon Ball all the way through like twice, so it's hard for me to remember everything from Dragon Ball. But I liked what's his name, Tao Pepe.
Okay.
He was pretty cool. And what was his name because he got like blown up and came back as like a partial robot. Oh my God, he has the kill you on his back. He has like the pink thing.
I forgot his name.
It's Tao Pepe, but it's like he has a different name when it happens to him. I forget, but yeah, that was good. And of course, Piccolo, the original Piccolo, King Piccolo, before he gets Goku flies through him and then he spits out the egg that becomes Piccolo, which is like they called him Junior at first.
Oh, I did like the fight, the super fight, the super tournament they did. Where
the Tournament of Power and Super?
The Tournament of Power and Super with Jiren Jiren and all. Oh, that was fire. That was a fire fight. That was good. That was a good fight. That one, I mean, all the tournaments were good. That one, even when Dragon Ball Z with the Bull with the Pecan.
With Pycon?
With Pycon, that was a good one also.
Oh, the Other World tournament?
Yeah, that one was good also.
I always liked that, and then they had that in a couple movies when Goku was dead. Yeah, that was good. I liked the Cell games. The Cell games were good, and then I liked in the Saiyan Saga when they had the Cybermen and we're having them take turns fight the Cybermen.
That was good also. I give you that. But
but all-time favorite piece of Dragon Ball Z media is the World's Strongest Ocean Dub Uncut.
The movie?
The movie. World's Strongest, the Ocean Dub version and the Uncut version. Yeah, it's the Ocean Dub because they have the Ocean Dub regular and the Ocean Dub Uncut. So I like the Ocean Dub of the World's Strongest where they fight the it's not Dr. Shiro.
I like the Bardock movie. The Bardock movie's fire.
Bardock fought. That was a TV special.
Cooler's Revenge.
And then Cooler's Revenge is real good. And then the Trunks TV special.
That was good.
Where Gohan dies at the end.
That was good, man. I wonder now that he passed away. I wonder would they make Gohan more of a man?
They did in the last one in Superhero.
He was still a bitch.
You never talk down on Son Gohan. I'll chop
Horrible.
you in the neck.
But comment down below, man. Once again, your favorite villains, your favorite Dragon Ball. Man, just comment down anything Dragon Ball Z, man. We love
favorite video game.
All that stuff. But it's ready for the couch announcements.
Let me warm up the couch. And we're going it with the old school beat. Welcome to the couch announcements of Tales from the Crib. This is the halftime show of Tales from the Crib, where we let you know what's going on the channel, what's new with us, what's new with all of our other channels, what's new with our Patreon, and anything we want to tell you down below. If you're watching this, you're watching Tales from the Crib, where we drop a podcast every Monday, or actually recorded every Monday, drop every Tuesday. And then we have our Clips channel, where we clip up the podcast and drop that throughout the week after it airs here on Tales from the Crib. We got the gaming channel, and then we got our biggest channel, Crib Reactions, which is our main money maker. So hop on over to Crib Reactions and support us there. And then you could also follow us on Patreon. We have a Patreon for Crib Reactions where we do content that's not available here on YouTube.
And then, man, once again,
There's
Crib Reactions, man. We dropping videos, at least 2-3 videos.
Get us to 9K subs. We just dropped a handful of videos this past
Psycho
week.
Fever,
Psychic Fever, ATs. We got XG,
Warriors.
Lisa, the Seraphim, and the Mexican OT. We got a Cardi B video I haven't uploaded yet. We got some other videos coming. We got a fire video we just recorded for this podcast. You'll have to wait and see what that is. But check out Crib Reactions. We check out all kinds of music. We kind of bounce back and forth between international music and music here in the States. We do check out a lot of the top girl artists because the girls are killing it in all genres of music. And we do check out some of our favorite guy artists, or if you have any requests or any of our official Crib Crew members have requests, we do those as well. So check us out, Crib Reactions.
Hey, you ready to start the show?
Oh, yeah.
It's time to get into some boxing.
Talk about turning some lights off.
Man, looks like Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou in the second round, man. This was just crazy. We got highlights here of the fight. We're going to come back and let y'all...
He turned his lights off. I'm actually not going to take us off screen since it's right here.
It's real short. It's not that long.
And I muted it because we ain't trying to get in trouble. So he hits him with a jab. He thinks he's good, and bam, he catches him with the left. Anthony Joshua is like put his strength into it. So Francis doesn't know what's going on. He's getting counted. And he says, "No, what? I ain't done." But he was going to be done shortly after that. He walks to the left and says, "I can still stand."
I think he went to like a 7 count.
Boom, lights out. He fell so hard on the back of his leg that it looked like he was almost going to snap his knee. Like that's how awkwardly he fell when he got lights out.
I thought he tore his Achilles.
And yeah, or his ACL or something in his knee. But yeah, like he went sleep, where like people were in the ring, and I think my co-host noticed it, that there was even people celebrating, and he was still just lights out on the floor.
He was
sleeping. It's like they're spraying champagne on top of him.
It was embarrassing.
Champagne party.
But if you didn't know, I mean, this was basically a setup from the beginning. And it was set up from the beginning, man. This is Francis' second fight. His first fight was with Tyson Fury.
That was actually a really good fight. We didn't think that Francis was gonna go the distance.
Yeah.
He did. He lasted the whole fight.
Split decision.
And he even put Fury down, like 2 times?
Yeah, 1 or 2 times.
And so we thought, like, maybe this guy does have it, what it takes. But then going against Anthony Joshua, I mean, watching him, his feet worked better. His body movement looked better. It looked like he trained and he was dialed in. But Anthony Joshua just hit him with the hammer of God and put his lights out.
Yeah,
Hammer of Dawn. Like
if you didn't know, Anthony Joshua is 28-3 right now. I mean, he's only lost to 2 people because he fought the same person twice. He lost him twice, and he fought this dude named I think his name Anthony or Ryan. I forgot his name, but he fought him twice, and they split. So I mean, Anthony is real good. So this fight was already gonna happen, but I mean it happened so fast, it's crazy. But the sportsmanship at the end, I seen them at the conference. They was talking. He gave him a good congratulations. But I mean, this goes to show you, I don't know how MMA fighters are doing in boxing. I mean, maybe
but he was doing it for real. He wasn't like doing these like these Jake Paul fights that are fake, or you don't know if they're rigged or not. But, I mean, the boxing, as far as boxing and MMA has really been taken off. Me and my co-hosts are more of novices on this. We've been kind of watching from afar, but we're starting to learn more boxers, more MMA fighters, and as we've been checking it out, and it's been really getting going. It reminds me of the old days where you're getting some really big fights, but then you also have some phony jabroni fights.
Yes, and some people were saying that that Francis may need to go back and try to fight Tyson one more time. He may win.
I don't think he should fight Tyson one more time.
What about fight his brother?
I mean, he could fight his
Tommy?
brother, but I think he's already way past his brother because his brother's still like a novice. But I think he should fight another heavyweight and see what he could do because, I mean, he stood toe-to-toe with the champ.
True.
And then he was looking good with Anthony Joshua until he got caught one good time, and he just never really gained his balance and got really – it's like his screws was knocked loose basically, and he was an easy target after that. So hopefully he learns that, you can't play around when you're fighting someone that is just as big or bigger than you that has that type of power.
Yeah, basically. But I need y'all to comment down below. Let us know how you feel about this fight. Is this something that y'all like to see more of? More MMA fighters coming into the boxing game, trying to get their rank up? Or
I mean, I think people are loving it. If you've been a fan of us on TFTC Clips, where we clip out the podcast, every one of our boxing, MMA, any type of fighting stuff that we're talking about, even if it is the YouTube fighters, all those videos do really good on the views, and people really enjoy talking about it. The comment section is usually pretty lively on those clips. So, I mean, I think, boxing and fighting is in a good place right now.
Yeah, it is in a good place. They are getting more and more eyes. I remember the Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather days.
Yeah.
Jr.
But speaking of Mike Tyson, someone that's actually making it worse some people's opinion, we have Jake Paul is fighting Mike Tyson on July 20th at the Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. They said, let's get it on. And a lot of people had a lot to say about Jake Paul, who's, 20-something?
Yeah, Jake Paul's like 26, 27, and
Tyson's pushing 50.
Yeah, Tyson's pushing basically 50 years old. I mean, it's a lot going on with Tyson. Some people saying they see him walking around with a cane. They see him in a wheelchair. I mean, he's saying that's because he has this basically condition that he got in his back from basically turning too much in his groin. So that's why.
From doing all the boxing.
Yeah, from doing all the boxing, but it's just something that basically just flares
up. He's 57. Excuse me. He's almost 60 years old. That is ridiculous.
I mean, and he's 50. He's almost almost 70. What? How much? How much? 60 years old.
He's 57. He was born in 66.
His boxing record was 56 and 6. He has 44 knockouts. I mean, this fight finna happen July 20th in Arlington, Texas. 80K people gonna be here. This is gonna be a big fight. They haven't announced how much the tickets are gonna be, but we got a video right here.
Jake Paul is 27.
All right, look at that.
27 versus 57, man. That is ridiculous.
That's a crazy age gap. But we got a clip right here, basically of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul talking about the fight. Basically,
I got the clip
showing the fight.
Jake Paul is obviously,
he's
big.
Beautiful. My family loves Jake Paul.
Could you fuck him up?
Oh, I'm so fucking easy.
Sign the contract.
He'll take his head off.
Sign the contract.
No problem. Saturday, July 20th. See you there, buddy.
Mike Tyson, the greatest fighter ever lived.
Oh my God, they did a full-on promo. Saturday, July 20th, man. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know. I mean, I do know how this is going to go. I think Mike Tyson would have absolutely destroyed Jake Paul in the first round. Even at 57, you could see from those highlight clips from you seeing really like the past 5 years of him still working out to keep himself in shape, because Mike's still in pretty good shape, especially for his age, that he's still got them haymakers. I don't think that Jake Paul's ever fought a fighter of Mike's caliber. I mean, Mike's a world champion. My coach told you, has over 40 knockouts or something crazy like that. He's got the iron fist. I think he's going to take him out. The only way that I think that Mike Tyson loses if it's a tank job, if he's going to throw the fight.
Man, you already know he's gonna throw the fight because he already somebody's been leaking out the rules, the rumors going on.
Rules. I mean, it should be the basic rules. Is there going to be special rules?
Yes, they have special rules that they're gonna be using 18-ounce gloves, which is basically like pillow cushions, and then on top of that, they're gonna be wearing headgear also.
Is it going to give him a rehydration clause like he's Ryan Garcia?
Nah, but it's gonna be like a glorified sparring match. So some people are saying that people are getting screwed out of this, but it's still Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Who would have thought? This is a legendary situation.
But I mean, he lost to Fury, and that was his only true test against like another real up and coming fighter.
True.
Besides that, he's fought a bunch of retired MMA fighters that have never boxed before, and knocked out poor little hobbit named Robinson. Still don't forgive you for that, Jake Paul.
True, I mean, but the last time I remember Mike Tyson was back when he went against Roy Jones in 2020 in that exhibition match. You see
What
how
if
that
he
went?
bites Jake Paul's ear off?
Oh Lord! I mean, hey, it might happen. I can see it
And then
happening.
they have Jake Paul flavored vapes. Jake Paul ear flavored vapes.
Mike Tyson does own vapes.
Yeah, I know. They actually look cool. I don't support vapes at all. They're bad for you, and they'll explode your lungs allegedly. So don't do them. But Mike Tyson does have those, and I mean, it's going to be interesting because I feel like even if there is a script, Mike just might get annoyed and decide just to lay the hammer of dawn on this guy.
And knock him clean out.
Pow, pow.
Oh, that'd be horrible. I can see that happening, but I need y'all to comment below. Let us know how you feel about this whole Jake Paul, Mike Tyson situation.
Is it phony? Is it real? Is Mike going to take a dive, or is Mike going to knock him the F out?
Might need the money, man. I can see it right now. I
mean, he's killing it in the podcast game and killing
True.
it in the like gear game as far as like clothing, merchandise, and vapes. Like he got it. He got a cool little market.
True.
But they were also talking trash and saying that the picture that they used for the promotion is like a 20-year-old picture of him.
Oh Lord.
So that's not like he's way older than even that picture shows. But Mike, we're praying for you. But I also praying for you to knock Jake the F out. I want to see him butt on canvas.
Like he did Nate Robinson.
Yeah, gotta get him back for Nate. But speaking of get back, speaking of the ultimate get back, we got my boy Sugar Shane O'Malley, and he was killing Chito, and we got a video clip here, but I actually watched this on my boy Real Good _ Doty. He got the fight and we checked it out. There was a whole UFC 299 was an absolutely epic night, some epic knockouts, and Shane put on a master class. And we got Dana White here about to say something about the fight?
Yep.
Let's see what he got to say.
You talked about the incredible gate tonight. I think they said on the broadcast it was one of the highest gates that didn't involve Conor McGregor. So I guess where does Sean stand in terms of star power for the company and
biggest bantamweight fight of all time? If you based off energy, excitement, gate, and pay-per-view, it's by far the biggest fight ever in the bantamweight division.
Where do you see his ceiling? I mean, are comparisons to Conor McGregor? I know that's a little bit tough. He's one of a kind, but I mean, is he one of the biggest stars we've ever seen?
He's on his way. Yeah, he's on his way. He's the biggest star ever in bantamweight history. We can say that right now.
Definitely. What do you make of these call-outs of Ilia Topuria? I mean, is that something that you're even considering right now, or is it too soon to be talking about moving divisions?
Well, it's not Tuesday yet.
On Tuesday, maybe we can talk about moving divisions.
Yeah, I don't know about moving divisions. Yeah. You know how I feel about that. I mean, even Topuria was talking about not fighting anybody in the division after just winning the title.
Yeah. What's his name? Poirier. His versus Saint Denis, the French dude. He knocked him out clean, man. He caught him with a uppercut, and then he finished him, and he knocked him out. And then we had Venom Page. It was he's a big overseas MMA fighter. He fought and he ended up winning against Holland, and that was some pretty epic fights. Oh, and yeah, what's his name? Burns got beat by that white dude. I forget his name. That dude had a messed up nose. You think he got his nose broke?
Yep.
And never got it fixed. But yeah, I mean, it was some truly epic fights. It was definitely worth it on the pay-per-view. But it's crazy. You see how early the prelims start. They got like prelims the whole day before the pay-per-view section. The pay-per-view section was only 5 fights.
Did you like what other fights you like besides that one?
I mean, all of them that were on the main card were good. They did not let down. I mean, yeah, every one of them was a good fight. I watched all the pay-per-view fights. I only saw Blades. I saw Blades win. That was actually an interesting fight, the fight before the pay-per-view. But, yeah, I didn't get to see any of the girl fights this one. And I like watching the ladies get at it because the ladies be going like, they be like playing for keeps with the, doing hammer fists and really trying to knock a B out. But yeah, O'Malley didn't disappoint. He showed up. He put on a master class. Chito has the chin of an alien. He got literally kneed right in the face and the cheekbone where you could hear it on live like something broke in his face, and he still didn't go down. And his whole face was like brutally messed up from how many shots he took from Sean, but he still has never been knocked out.
Facts.
He's got a heart of a champion. But, yeah, my co-host Jesse J, we got to make sure that you're free for UFC 300.
Yeah, I got to watch 300.
Yeah, we were able to grill and have some burgers and stuff. My co-host missed it. You got to be there for fight night. Fight night with the boys.
I had to go to work, man. But we're going to keep y'all tuned in for UFC 300, man. Comment down below how you feel about UFC 299. How you feel about the O'Malley fight and the other fights down below. But moving on, we got to talk about some Steelers.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about some major moves in the NFL. And we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback and former Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson. It's probably my karma for talking trash about him for so many years and making fun of Broncos country. Let's ride. But he plans to sign with my own Pittsburgh Steelers. Per league sources, Wilson will sign a team-friendly one-year deal, which the Broncos will end up paying $38 million of his salary while Wilson wears the black and yellow. So the Steelers get him. Russell Wilson still gets his $38 million, and the Steelers only got to pay $1 million. I mean, you just can't beat that. Russell Wilson has jumped from team to team. This is his third team. He won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks, and people still remember when they made the call of passing it and losing to the Patriots rather than running it. It should have gave it to Skittles, man. But, and he played for the Denver Broncos, and actually they were trying to tank last year, and he was playing so good with them trying to tank and winning games when they're actually trying to lose games that they benched him. So that was pretty crazy by the Broncos, and they knew that he had so much money guaranteed. So even if they got rid of him, he would still be on their salary books. But this is great news for the Steelers. It's a no risk, basically, super high reward. He's going to be going against Pickett, and most likely Russell should be with his experience the starting quarterback. And with him having all those, weapons on the field, throw in the Pickens. Freiermuth is healthy and going to be back. And then we have, what's his weapons? We have Warren, and then Najee Harris kind of got back in the groove and had a bounce back year. And Warren had a standout year, probably the best year of his career. And, we still got Watt on defense, who won Defensive Player of the Year. So they got a great defense, good all-around team. Hopefully with some draft picks, we could get some linemen to make sure he's protected and maybe another receiver. And, man, let's get the ball rolling. Let's see what we got. Steelers Nation, Steelers Country.
Yeah.
Let's weld.
Let's weld. Oh, Lord. I mean, last year I went 10-7. I did that with a horrible quarterback. So this year, I mean, I got to do a little better. I don't see any y'all going to the Super Bowl. But, I mean, with Russell, you never know.
I think we're at least going to be better than the Ravens.
Possibly.
We were the same as the Ravens this year, and y'all were supposed to go to Super Bowl, so suck on that, Ravens.
I got a better quarterback. I mean, you think
Lamar Jackson, the guy that wins the MVP every year to lose in the first round, that bum, I wouldn't trade for that. What's the old Denver quarterback? That can't throw.
Which one?
The religious white dude.
I forgot his name. Comment down below.
Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart.
I'm having a brain fart too, but yeah. So, who was the quarterback? Oh man, I don't even. You made me forget.
He's on TV all the time now.
Oh, RG3?
No, he played for Baylor. Remember he played.
Oh, Brady Quinn.
No, he didn't. He played for what was the college he played for? Florida.
Oh, Tim Tebow?
Tim Tebow. Jesus. Thank you. God dang. I had a brain fart on Tim Tebow. That's how forgettable he is. The goddamn Tim Tebow. Lamar Jackson is a modern age Tim Tebow that they actually let him just run all the time because he still cannot throw.
Oh, Lord. I let you have that. I mean, he don't.
You don't got to let me have nothing. I'm taking it. I'm taking it, and I'm spitting in Lamar Jackson's face. Because what was that one wrestler? we saw on WWF. And he's like, screw you, Lamar Jackson. I'm right there with you, brother.
The disrespect. But comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this. Even though it's low risk, low reward.
Team Baby Future. I followed Russell Wilson and Sierra on Instagram. Welcome to the Steeler Nation.
Let me know what y'all think.
I will no longer troll y'all. Sierra and Russell Wilson, I'm sorry for all the years of bad-mouthing you. I apologize.
Are you gonna stop listening to Future now?
Stop listening?
Yeah.
No, I mean Future's giving Sierra money to, help with Russell Wilson's adopted son, Baby Future.
Oh Lord.
So, Future's still putting on for the Steeler family.
Okay. You got a point. All right, moving on to the next, more NFL news, man. It's trades, free agencies, everything's going on, man. If you didn't know, Saquon got end up going to the Eagles, which is crazy.
So you need to go see our bro, Real Good _ Doty, does the football episodes with us, Instagram. It is linked to his channel and his channels on the other channels. If you go to his Instagram, you could see him literally setting all of his limited edition Saquon Barkley jerseys on fire in the fire pit.
It's embarrassing. But yeah.
I was like, I would have taken the jerseys and still wore them. But no, he had to sacrifice them. No, Saquon, he basically felt the same way that Tiki Barber said, you're dead. You're dead to us, Saquon. Good luck. You're dead to me. And Saquon's response is, you've been a hater since I got to New York. And all the dead to me talk, don't smile on my face when you see me. Basically saying, keep the same energy.
Yep, and if you didn't know, Saquon signed a 3-year, $37.8 million contract, $26 million guaranteed. He can make incentives upwards to $46 million. I mean, that's amazing. The Panthers trade what's his name, Brian Burns to the Giants they get a second round and a 5th round draft pick for that.
I mean, he's pretty epic. He's like one of the with the one of the best DNs in the league.
Yeah, he had like 12.5 sacks in 2022, so he was balling out. Then Joe Mix got cut.
Released. He should go to the Steelers.
He might.
Steelers country.
They signed Zach Moss, running back from the Colts. So I mean, that could also happen. I mean, also Gardner Minshew got signed to the Raiders. Mac Jones went to the Jags to be a backup. Kirk Cousins, he's a Falcon. I mean, he's finna ball out.
What if Russell Wilson, we get all these low risk, high reward, where it's like these guys that are really good, but we get them for discount prices, and the Steelers win a freaking Super Bowl with Russell Wilson.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see how that happens. But also, Justin Fields still on the Bears. But who's 23 points?
Oh, shout out Daniel Gafford, the landlord playing on the Dallas Mavericks. He just got traded here from the Washington Wizards, and he is showing out. He has not missed a shot for 4 straight games. He's hit 23 straight field goals in a row, which is an all-time NBA record. Not Michael Jordan, not Kobe, not LeBron James, not T-Mac, not Vince Carter, but Daniel, the mother effing landlord, Gafford.
Ooh.
The most shots in a row in NBA history. Who would have thunk it? Not me. But shout out the landlord because rent's due. But yeah, we also got other NFL news. I don't know if you mentioned Kirk Cousins got over $100 million deal moving from Minnesota to the Atlanta Falcons. There's a whole bunch of other NFL news. We're just kind of throwing up some of the top things that we saw. Comment below if we didn't put it up here. What was your most astonishing NFL move that you saw happen as soon as the time where they could sign happened?
Free agency
started, excuse me.
Free agency and legal tampering started. So, I mean, Kirk Cousins, $180 million, $50 million guaranteed, 4 years. You can't beat that. But
how does Kirk Cousins, you looked it up earlier, that he's basically made probably with endorsements over $500 million in his career, and he's been kind of a mid-quarterback.
I have no clue how.
The new nightmare strikes again.
He strikes again. I don't know how he's been able to pull this off, but hopefully Justin Fields be able to get the same look that he has, because the Bears is holding them back.
Joe Mixon, go to the Steelers, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, Lord.
You look good in gold and black.
But enough about all that, man. It's time to end the show.
It's not time to end the show. My coach, if you say that again, you're gonna get hit with the judo chop, because it's time for the music part of the show, which happens to be towards the rear of the show, but it's not the end. It's only the beginning of the music section. Well, speaking of the music section, check out TFTC Music Mix number 4. We got...
You put a girl there for real?
It was randomly suggested. You know how you hit the music tab on YouTube? And I clicked it because was a freestyle. And I'm like, let me see what she got, and it was actually pretty good.
This is great. She did a song with
How do you say
Lotto.
her name?
Anicia? Yeah.
Was it Anicia?
Anicia, probably. Anise. She got a song with
Uplit
Lotto.
freestyle.
That is, I mean, that's fight.
She's actually pretty good. I never listened to her before, and we might end up doing her doing a reaction of her. Excuse me.
Yes.
But music mix number 4. Maybe one day I'll make number 5 when we get to 400 videos.
Keep moving it. Man, but once again, man, thank you and goodbye to my dog, man. Dragon Ball Z, we love it. Comment down below, you a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, we record this every Monday and put it out on Tuesday, so that's why we have the New Music Monday, and we go over our music, and we always have a fun Dragon Ball Z picture, so we want to say thank you and goodbye. This is what Akira wrote as the final page when Dragon Ball finished, because if you don't know, when he wrote Dragon Ball included Dragon Ball and all of Dragon Ball Z. Yes. It wasn't actually separated. So that's when Dragon Ball finished, and he said thank you so much, and I thought this was a fitting end for Akira Toriyama going on to the next dimension.
But speaking
May
of,
rest in peace.
Speaking of next dimension, man, let me tell you all the music that dropped, man. A lot of music dropped. Sugar Hill D-Dot dropped. 4 Batch dropped with Drake. That was a good song. Babyface Ray Shay G's, Lucis, Butter, Nino Paid, Peso. A lot of albums dropped, but it's ready for my.
The Vultures 2 was unconfirmed, and it's still not out. They don't know if they want to put it out on platforms because they had a problem where Apple Music kept on taking it down, and then so they don't know if he wants to do. Remember when he released the one album that was on that stem player?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he might do that.
I think it was Kiss He Ghost.
Yeah, but no, it was something else. But that would be weird if he did that again, because then it's the only way you could get it is off of YouTube or illegal download.
But you know what you can get? This Ariana Grande. Eternal Sunshine, man. Fire, 13 tracks. She already dropped the deluxe. I think the deluxe is 17 tracks. Has Mariah Carey on it. This album is fire. Everybody's saying this is one of her best albums, top to bottom. I love the songs. I gotta say, out of the 13 songs, I like at least 8 of them. I've been playing it since it came out.
Yeah, I heard it whenever I pulled up to the studio. My co-host was listening to Ariana Grande in the shower, going a little too hard.
Hey, but that's my pick of the week.
Is that
man.
what you're doing on TikTok?
Exactly.
Is that why they're banning it?
Because of my dancing?
Yeah.
But you a hater. Well, I need y'all to comment below. Let me know how y'all feel about the Ariana Grande. Did y'all listen to it yet? Y'all need to listen to the Grande. But
speaking of real music and not that phony jabroni music, get Ariana Grande out of here. We got Wi-Fi God, man. Wi-Fi God in Venice. Block Music Volume 2. It's a short EP. It's only 9 songs. And guess what? The whole thing is fuego. Absolutely fire. You can listen to it. No skips. Give it 100 out of 100. 9 out of 9 songs are good. You could play it all the way through while you're chilling, working on podcast stuff. It's a short EP, but you could even listen to it twice in a row. That's how good it is. My co-host even liked it.
I actually did.
But yeah, check out Wi-Fi God, and if you're crafty enough to find me on Apple Music, you can follow me and find my playlist there, but I'm not going to tell you how to do that. Or what my my Apple Music username is.
But I will tell you what it is. I'll tell you what our Twitter is, man. Make sure you follow me, Felix Supreme 305, and follow my co-host.
Yeah, follow me at Papa Oblock. I hardly ever tweet, but I always retweet when we drop our links to our videos. And I do try to tweet watching UFC. I think I tweeted one time while watching the O'Malley fight. But I'll try to be better about tweeting throughout all the fights because it's fun to tweet on UFC. And we're so old, we still have the Twitter logo. Yes, it's true. That's how long this podcast has been around.
Also, while you at it, I need y'all to follow us. Hit the like button, comment button, subscribe button. Also, follow us on TikTok, Tales from the Crib, before they take it off. Also follow us on IG, Tales from the Crib 210.
Yeah, scan the QR codes for TikTok and Tales from the Crib. Follow us on TikTok before the government bans it. And follow Crib Reactions. Get us to 9K subs. And we also have a Patreon there. Make sure you check that out. But we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for tuning in with us every week. We're going to leave y'all with the Temple of Doom. And let me get y'all some theme music as we decide to exit for the week. You got any final words of wisdom, Coast?
Man, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to South Carolina Gamecocks for beating up on LSU. Shout out Draya for securing that bag. Man, shout out
for
Draya.
getting her club shot up.
Facts, man. R.I.P. to my dog for DBZ.
Akira Toriyama, we miss you and love you.
Hey, man, it's your boy Jesse J, Philip Supreme 305 with my co-host.
Chico Grande Chico, 2-time Shooter McGavin, baby, if you forgot it. I don't know why my co-host is having a seizure, but thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week. Tales from the Crib every Tuesday. Check out all of our other channels, the Clips channel, the Gaming channel, the Reaction channel, our Patreon. We do it all, baby. Thanks for tuning in. Bow.